Out of all those four, you'll be one of them to get to the top. Because you are from a small tribe and you are not a bad officer. So he sent me away for 2 weeks and said, after 2 weeks, you come back and tell me whether you've still stood by your decision. I said, Sawa. So I went, I did a lot of consultations. I didn't change my mind. I said, I will continue and retire and go into the public sector. Going to the public sector was different, and I wanted now to go and show the Kenyans how to behave themselves, to be disciplined in the army way. And I joined the breweries, and after joining the breweries, I started moving, and although he took me as a general manager, security, within 3 months, he made me the general manager, human resources department. So I started developing the human resources development at the breweries. And we went on. I enjoyed myself. The salary was very exciting. Definitely a lot more than what I was getting at the army. And I think I worked fairly well with the officers of Kenya Breweries. After that, they made me a director of Kenya Breweries and a director of East African Breweries. And the salary, I must say, was attractive. And I certainly enjoyed that fat salary of the breweries. But as we went on, I got interested in, once I left the army, I felt that, and the breweries was there, I stayed and I got involved very much with other social organizations. I joined sports. I took up boxing, became chairman of Boxing Association. I went into the boxing, world boxing, and got promotions there. And I enjoyed boxing. And in Kenya itself, up to today, I know that I did a lot for boxing in Kenya. We won the first gold medal in boxing during my served sports. I also became the vice chairman of the Kenya National Sports Council and other organizations as well. And I enjoyed my life. Sometimes maybe I stuck too much. I could have moved faster than just there. But I got involved with St. John's Ambulance, and we grew St. John's Ambulance. And in fact, St. John's Ambulance was a small unit. I also pushed it. The World Organization recognized St. John's Ambulance. In fact, I am the first African to be given the Grand Cross of the St. John by Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth. And they pushed it on. So also the world, in terms of outward bound training and all that, I was also involved. And I met so many people, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I also got involved in organizing expeditions. So there was a youth organization which was running the they call themselves Operation Rally. Operation Rally was going around the world, putting up organizations for the youth. So somehow they picked me from St. John's experience and so on, and they made me lead that organization here in Kenya. So again, I got involved with the youth, and I went everywhere in the country, putting up various organizations. They came up to build. In fact, I had heard in Mr. Moi's place there was a school which was collapsing. So I came and I went and did my investigations. Actually, the children were studying under trees in the president's constituency. So I got Operation Rally when they came to go and build classrooms in Moi's constituency. And I think he was. And of course, I didn't forget my own area. I was not in politics, but in my own area, I also made sure we got a school through Operation Rally. But we did many other places as well. Again, purely as a volunteer. And I enjoyed that thoroughly. In the process also, I got involved with others, organizations, international organizations, to do various things. And I enjoyed that as well. It exposed me. I traveled a lot to various countries. I met various leaders and so on. Then I thought I made a mistake and decided to go into politics. So when I decided to go into politics, I had a lot of opposition from the various leaders who were telling me, Marsden, sao siasa ini wakora. But I said, no, I've had enough time at the breweries. Let me try my hand elsewhere. So I decided in December, the elections were coming December, so I only had a year to try and publicize myself. Fortunately, because of my various other activities I've been doing, people even in my area knew me. So when I decided to contest the Mwatate parliamentary seat, they all came forward and said, we will support you and so on. But of course, I still needed besha, as they would say, but I didn't have the money. But all the same, I went to new friends and I raised very little money. In fact, I really wonder how we managed. Mr. President, today, nyinyi zile pesa mnatumia kwa campaigns tulikuwa hatuwezi kuzinusia. Because my first campaign, I only had 300,000. And I campaigned with that, and I won. So I got into politics that way, and I got involved. And better still, when I got there, Moi, for some reason, decided to make me his minister. So I really had no experience of a member of parliament or whatever. So I had to find my way into politics and then building areas. Then, of course, as you've heard, when he made me minister, he gave me Ruto Samoe as an assistant minister. So I had a reasonable team. They worked hard, but they had other ambitions also. So like this president, that time also he was young, but as I said, alikuwa nakimbia kwa president. nampa kazi hafanyi, anaenda kwa president. Akajijenga huko. But all the same, we worked very well together, and we were great friends, Mr. President. I know one time you were a bit mad, and I know one time you went to one constituency and didn't speak very well of me. That I say, huyu ni mwanasiasa tu, hizo ni siasa zake. But otherwise, we went on and we had very good sharing as a minister and having my assistant minister. We were a good team. So, Mr. President, wewe ukiwa huko juu, ukumbuke huyu mkwana wewe. Usimsahau. Nimestaafu kweli, lakini unaona ninasimama imara. So usinisahau. But really, I mean, all of us have to accept that time comes when you've got to move out and do other things as well, because huwezi kuoza hapo pahali pengine. Lazima ule ujuzi wako umepata upeleke kwingine pia, tujenge nchi. So like now, I'm happy. I've been serving in various other voluntary organizations. At the moment, I see Christina Pratt Kenyatta there. She was the president of the fund for the foundation. So mi akaja kuniomba niungane nao. I was a bit hesitant because hawa watoto. But I eventually agreed, so I became a trustee of the fund for the disabled. And I enjoyed myself. I'm enjoying myself there and doing, I think, a reasonable job. So that is what I've been doing in my life. As a raia, sio mwanajeshi. Sasa pia nikafanya siasa, nikafanya 2 terms. Term ya 3, nilikuwa nakimbia around. That's when the president had made me Minister for Foreign Affairs. So I think I lost of time in my constituency, so I lost those elections. And once I lost those elections, I said, no, I'm not going to bother. So I never tried politics again. Nikatosheka. Watu wengi hata wewe najua niambia, kwa nini unatoka? Nikasema, wacha niwachie wengine, mimi nifanye mengine. So that's how my life has been. And I thank God. We had very good parents, my father and my mother. My father was a clergyman, and as I said, he was the first African curate at the All Saints Cathedral. So you can see the holiness in me. So while he was there also, that is when then we started doing quite a few things. I was also privileged then when he was there. I always remember the late Graham Hislop as we sing the national anthem. The late Graham Hislop, we came and got us at home, in the house. He would do the practices with George Seneca's I think it was. So he used to come to All Saints to practice his organ and the tune and so on. So after that, he'll come to our house to get my father, my mother, mimi na wafanyikazi tuimbe, aone kama tune yake iko sawa sawa. So we did a lot. We contributed to the tune of the Kenya national anthem. Something we thoroughly enjoyed. And also at that age, I used to do a lot of other things as well. To support my father at this Hospital Hill School, he didn't have enough money. So during the holidays, I used to work as a petrol attendant at Ibu's petrol station. That's a petrol station next to Kipande House. So I used, during every holiday, naenda, peana hii mafuta, and surprisingly, I made a lot of money. The Muzungus were very impressed by my English. They'd come and say, who you young boy is speaking very good English. I want him to come and put pressure on my car. I want him to come and wipe my windows. Then they tipped me handsomely. So in the end of my 3 weeks, what I made out of that tips helped me to help my father. And he was always very grateful. And I also remember utoto ni kitu kizuri. Mimi sasa, I never took lunch. Nilienda mkono tupa. So nikipata hizo tips, najua nitapata tu. So all I used to do for my lunch, there's a Muhindi with a shop there. And I used to go for lunch there. And what did I take? Coke and a jam tart. That was my lunch every day. And that was quite something at that time. So nikajisaidia pia. That is part of my other life. And we grew up there. And also, being at All Saints Cathedral, I used my father and mother, because also they were poorly paid. He was really struggling to feed us and educate us and so on. We used to dig where the house is. You know, in Uhuru Park, is it Jamhuri Park? Jamhuri Park, yeah. Uhuru Park, yeah. Half of that was our shamba. Baba na mama tulikuwa tunaenda, hata mimi nikitoka shule tunakimbia twende tulime. Tulikuwa tunapanda mhogo, mahindi, sweet potatoes and beans. So we were feeding ourselves from that shamba. Unfortunately, kulikuwa kuna watu wa kuiba sana. So we were able to get our chakula from that side. So hapo pia mimi nilikula huko Uhuru Park. So that was part of my life, Mr. President, tukifanya kazi hizo. And I'm grateful to God that all that was done. Before I got into the other world, did I? Yeah, of politics. Then moving around also, I thought I was only the bright one, that I can go and get good ladies to bring to Taita. Kumbe watu wengine wadogo hivi walikuwa wanaangalia kwetu pia. So I got Dr. Njenga there. He came and alitembea mpaka Taita kuja kuchukua dada yangu. Na tumeshirikiana sana. So generally, Mr. President, I've said quite a bit in my book, and there's something we learn from, and also things we feel we must learn and improve where things have been going wrong. Mr. President, wewe kama president wangu nikuulize, je, ulinifanyia nini? No, I mean, we have worked very well with the president, and I am grateful to him that he even agreed to come and launch this book for me. There is a lot that I can tell you, but then you won't read my book. And those books need to be bought. KLB has got to make its money. So, in fact, they told me, please make sure you don't give my books free. I said, I will not, but I will solicit. Like Mr. President, wewe unaweza kuamua today tu useme nitanunulia shule hivi vitabu. Useme high school yako moja au mbili nitawanunulia so many books. Or university or so. So wajue historia ya Kenya kidogo. Hiyo inategemea mfuko wako.